All right, good afternoon. We're up here in Caxton, Georgia. Got here at it was 2:38. We had to be here by 3. It's just after 3 o'clock now. It's 12 after, and we're all loaded up. I'll jump out here in a second, show you the load. Got unloaded this morning. It took way too long. I didn't realize there was going to be that many trucks. There was already, when I checked in, there was already one inside, and then there was 2 already checked in and ahead of me. I got up at 7:30, and they didn't start until 8 o'clock, so just the luck of the draw. 7:30, I guess I should have been standing at the guard check in. No big deal. Got offloaded. It was right around 10 o'clock. Yeah, I didn't do any edits. So about 10, yep, I remember now. 10 o'clock, he started unloading me, and that's when I put myself on duty for the pre-trip and unloading. It took them 25 minutes to get it done, so I just took my time going around the parking lot for the last 5 minutes so I could show 30 minutes. Mostly for the unloading, but I have a pre-trip in there as well, so and then I ran up here. I stopped for I didn't even think it was that long. It was 11 minutes. I stopped to go to the bathroom real quick, and I grabbed a drink. And then we hauled butt up here, and we got here in time. Now I just got a tarp, which shouldn't take long. Let me show you the load. Just work my way to the back of the loader real quick because of the way the sun's shining. Alright, so this is what we got. It's 1/4-inch angle iron, galvanized. Why they want it tarped, God knows. There's quite a bit here. You can see you have some pieces that go this way, and then they're locked in together in the middle, going pointing up. And it looks like per bundle, it looks like they got 3 corners up and 2 corners down. I tried counting it. It's about 20 pieces per bundle, and we got 9 bundles altogether. So all in all, pretty good load. It's pretty heavy. It's 42,000. They had me pull out of that yard over here, so that's why there's only 2 straps on there. So normally we have you guys just pull around and over onto that road there, and you can strap and tarp over there. Well, it looked like a lot of bumps, so I didn't want to move without throwing something on. So those are just hand tightened right now. So at least they couldn't slide off. And that was my biggest worry. So yeah, let's get it done and I'll show you the aftermath. All right, so we got the tarp laid out right now, and I always do the 45-degree angle in the front with the tarp. And that makes it so it doesn't bang up against this, because once you come down to a 90, you're banging against this and you end up with a bunch of holes in the tarp. So that's the main reason why I do that. There's other benefits. It's a little more aerodynamic too. I'm out of breath. This tarp here is my crap tarp, one of my crap tarps. I got 2 of them. It's cut. It actually used to be part of the other crap tarp, which is back here. Oop, too far. This is my other crap tarp here, also cut. You can kind of see it right there that it's cut. Oh, here too. These tarps I'm going to lay right over top of that top corner, that top edge there. Unfortunately, you can see that tarp doesn't quite cover it. So I'm going to use my smoke tarp. We're going to throw that on the back here. We'll get that all set down, and then I'll open that tarp up. And yeah. Alright, so that's all I do with my little crop tarp. I unroll it and I just make sure it's gonna cover the edge. And that's my only goal with it. Now I could put a 2-inch strap over this, but by the time I put the other tarp down on that and pull the bungees down, it'll 90% of the time it holds it right in place. I can't say it always does, 'cause sometimes that wind just really gets whipping and it'll allow it to slowly creep out a little bit. Some sweat on my glasses. Alright, so the worst part about this, using the smoke tarp, as anybody with smoke tarp knows, the worst part is we only have the eyelets going around the tarp. There's no D-rings or anything else to pull it down. But as you've seen before, this tarp here came right up to the back. So all I really needed was this section here. And now that I got that section, I'm good. We're gonna see once I'm done with the other tarp. I'll get that laid out now. I hate them boards on the second layer. I should have turned them sideways or something before we put them up there. Oh well, we're gonna have to deal with it. It's only a I think it was 660 miles. We'll check that when we're done. So I'm gonna lay that out now, and the only thing that I might end up doing is throwing a 2-inch strap back here. Well, I guess I'm gonna make this kind of a step-by-step deal of how I do it. So the next part I do is I go to the front of the tarp and I find my most inner strap. I guess it's strap. Ribbon. Anyway, the most inner D-ring there on that part, and then I bring it to the front spool. I want it to be at a spool. I don't want it to be at a pocket, because the pocket is sharp. I want something that it's going to sit nice on and not have to worry about it damaging the tarp. Alright, so this is pretty much the look I want. As soon as I let go of this, it's going to suck down in. But once I get the other bungee on, it'll be able to. And I don't put it in there very tight. And I know there's a bunch of play there, but I'll show you that part after. Alright, so I actually had to redo that because I forgot to put my tarp across the top there. My little padding tarp deal. Alright, so now the biggest thing here is to make sure that you're in the same location, the same spool. It's straight. Another way you can tell sometimes, most of these trailers, there's something that you can use to identify. Here I got all the bolts that hold the decking down, and I can see they're in a straight line, and then my tarp is straight with that line. So sometimes you might get a little cockeyed because you're not paying attention. I've done it more than once. So now the next big part is to do the back. This is where I grab this section here. And the way I unroll it is to make sure I flip the excess underneath, so then I can roll out what I actually need afterwards. So it looks like I'm not going to be doing with this row here. I'm going to be coming down to this eyelet. That might change once I get everything dragged out, but let me get that done and I'll show you. I got to pay attention a little more. The sun made it so hard. I just explained all of it and I wasn't even on record. So let's try this one more time. If you look across the top, across the ridge there, you can see everything's nice and straight. We got a nice even pull. Even in the front, it's nice and even. The pull is, so you got two nice identifying lines that match. The sides not so much because we got those stupid boards. So what I do is I grab the corners here and I'll pull this corner from that front corner, and then vice versa, I'll pull that back corner from this front corner. This way, as I'm pulling it, I can match them up. and then I even these ones up. So this right here, it was up here, I had to pull a little bit, and it brought me down to just above the spool. Now when we go over here to this side, you can see we're also just above the spool on the eyelet there. This isn't going to be perfect because of these, again, because of these pieces of wood. And I don't know if they're like brand new pieces of wood, so I don't want to cut them up. And it's galvanized, so I really don't care if the load gets wet. But again, here you can see where it's a nice even on that tarp. I did basically the same thing, even pulls, even it out. And now the only step that I have left to do, so we'll look here now, this is actually tucked just down inside there, and it runs right up nice. That corner there runs right into the spool nicely, and then the other side should be, oh boy, look at that. Oh, isn't that freaking crap? Glad I'm giving this truck back. Zoom you back out there. And then this one here should be, yeah, it should be just about the same. Yep, perfect. She sits down in there just nicely. I can't see it, so hopefully you guys can. We're still at the same point, but after I pulled, the center still came up a little bit, but we're still at the same point on the trailer. So the only other thing I do from here is I pull one in the middle snug, and this doesn't matter if I'm doing a lumber tarp or one steel tarp like this. If it's two tarps, then I go to the center of the tarps. I'll pull down one here in the center, I'll pull down one over there in the center, so this way as I'm doing the sides, it's not pulling one side more than the other side and causing the tarp to go uneven. So I'll put one right here, possibly spanning between, because it's so close to the bed, skipping over one, so this one to that one. I'll pull it down, I'll do that side, and then I'll do all the other bungees, and I'll show you the end product here in a second. All right, there we go. I chose to put that strap back there because there's really nowhere for me to put bungees on it. So this section here, not too crazy about. I'm actually gonna grab a bungee and throw it in that eyelet real quick. Other than that, that's what we got. This is an old trick I learned a lot of years ago. You hook in one, come down, you come up, go through the eyelet, through the D-ring, pull it down even more, and then put it back to the rub rail. Sometimes, depending on the bungee, sometimes you come down again and go up to the next one. If you got a long enough bungee, or if you're just really close to the bed or whatever. Yeah. So fingers crossed, hopefully the boards don't pierce a hole in the tarp. I think we're pretty, well, we're not perfectly even, I can already tell you that much. It's definitely over this way a little bit more. So if we look at the black strip, it's over top of the board there. And this side, it's down below the board, so that's why we got that little extra play there. I have the tarp pulled even, but the tarps don't always come even, so it is what it is. This isn't very tight. It's not meant for securement or anything. It's just meant to cut down on the blowing around. Yeah, I'm not moving that, so we'll just throw a quick bungee on that part there and be done with it. All right, we made it to Kenley last night, parked over there, which is kind of two rows away from the building. I just got done cleaning out all the boxes throw up a couple pictures here. I threw my coil racks underneath the trailer with the landing gear, most of them. I threw some of them in the headache rack after getting that all cleaned out. But those 3-foot V boards was the biggest thing that I had to get rid of, and I put them all underneath the trailer where all the wood is. So now we're going to do some laundry and have some food and take a shower and go to bed. So we didn't finish up last night, but we're here. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.